This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, the best online retailer for Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product. And GatheringMagic.com, the #1 source for Magic the Gathering news and content.
Hey guys, Marshall here from Limited Resources, doing yet another video here on Gathering Magic. It's cube time. We've got a cube abound here in the on Magic Online, and wow, have we opened a pack. I mean, the first card that you'll see is Jace the Mind Sculptor, one of the few formats where he's actually legal, and I'm going to be taking him. But one of my favorite cards in Cube, Wormcoil Engine, I think it's just one of the best possible creatures in Cube, is also in the pack. But come on, it's Jace. We're taking Jace. Hopefully we can Jace people. For those of you that haven't watched me Cube before, I mean, I tend to draft, I'll draft pretty much anything. But my favorite archetype, my personal favorite, is drafting like a blue-black tempo deck, which usually relies on early 1-mana, 2-powered threats followed up by bounce, counter spells, hand disruption, land disruption, that kind of stuff. And I draft that pretty often, and Jace coincidentally slots beautifully into that deck, although he kind of goes into any deck. This is weird. So he was basically the only actual blue card out of that pack, and there's none in here. So this is a little strange. But this pack is just bad in general. I think the best card is probably Tundra. I, of course, am going to take one of the worst cards, which is Rakdos Cackler here. It goes in that deck I was just talking about. It's a black 2-powered 1-drop, and that's what I want. So I'm doing it. I love drafting this deck. It's pretty good in this version of the Magic Online Cube. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but it's good and certainly worth exploring. Wow, here's some stuff. Consecrated Sphinx, Courser of Kruphix, Strip Mine. So if we were going to stick firmly on my black-blue plan, of my aggressive black-blue plan, it would be Strip Mine. And Strip Mine is something I can take here anyway, but Courser Kruphix and Consecrated Sphinx are both very interesting. Another deck that I really like to draft is blue-green. Ramp, creatures, whatever. And that's something that I can certainly consider here, because this Cackler, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean I have to go for it. If I was going to go down that route, I could hope to get Nature's Lore or Sphere of the Suns back, and I could take one of these two, and I would be taking Consecrated Sphinx. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Sphinx, because it's just good anyway, and then we're going to kind of see where it goes from here. Passing a Strip Mine is a little painful for me, because I love card can be so good against the right deck, but all right, what? Sweet, Skullclamp's here. There's some other good cards in this pack. Gilded Lotus is quite nice, but yeah, there's nothing like Skullclamp. We're definitely going to take that one. Our deck can still go two different, pretty wildly different directions. It can be blue with some type of rampy stuff going on. It can also be the blue-black deck that I like. We would play all of these cards in that deck. The only one we wouldn't play in the other one is the Cackler. What do we have here? Thirst for Knowledge, not really. Night's Whisper's just okay. I think I just went Underground Sea here, actually. None of these are really particularly worth going after. Heartbeat is sweet, but very kind of dangerous. Like, there's certain decks that want it. Yep, of course you can. If you guys would like to join the clan, you can do so as well. Just send me a message here. Hankster here pays good attention. The only rules to join are that you have to love Magic and you can't be a jerk. That's it. I usually say that at the end of the video, but today I'm saying it right in the beginning. This next one's not amazing. There's really nothing great here for us. We could take something like Shivan Reef and try to see if we can, maybe just keep our options open. We could take Serum Visions, which is mediocre, or Seagate Oracle, which is also kind of mediocre, to be honest. I guess I'll take Seagate Oracle here. Seagate into Jace is pretty nice. He protects Jace and helps set up future land drops. It's a much more controlling card than anything, but that's fine. We can be a control deck if we want. Again, not a ton for us here, really. I mean, Tendrils isn't very good. Rocky Tar Pit is, well, kind of a junky fetch land, basically. Sinkhole's interesting. It would be our first actual black card. I mean, this is pretty much a black card too, and it does go in the deck that I like, but it feels like that deck's not really here right now. Rocky Tar Pit does get Underground Sea. Yeah, I guess I'll take the Tar Pit here and kind of stay open. I think that Sinkhole's okay, but I'm curious to see where this ends up going. Ooh, here's some good stuff. Interestingly, a Noble Hierarch. I haven't seen much green going around, but that's a great card. And then Myr Battlesphere as well. I'm going to take the Battlesphere here. I like it a lot as a top-end play. Stabilizes your board really nicely. Can finish off players, planeswalkers, whatever. I really don't know where this deck's going yet. I'm kind of just picking on power level so far for the most part. Like we got these 3 powerhouses plus a Skullclamp, and then not a whole lot else going on with it. I think I'm going to be sort of feeling it out as we head into the next pack to figure out where I actually want to be with this. None of these are really great for us. I'm going to take a Regrowth just because maybe we're in green, and Regrowth is pretty nice in the cube. I mean, I think that, the strength of Regrowth is directly proportional to how good the card that you can get back is, right? And in a normal limited environment, let's say, I mean, it's as good as your best card, but it's more like as good as your average card. And your average card in a regular limited environment, it's not that great. But in cube, yeah, it's pretty good. I'm going to take this Ohran Viper. Coral Helm Commander is not a card I'm really interested in. But Ohran Viper can be. I mean, again, I don't really know where we're going to end up here. But if we do end up in green, Viper might make the cut. Could definitely see us leaning towards blue-green here. The black just hasn't really been there. Okay, so the Nature's Lore did come back. So we'll grab that. And that does nudge us ever closer to green. But we really can go many directions here. And we're not going to know until the second pack where we actually want to end up. All right, well, here's another blue-black land, so we'll take it. And this means that either we can just be blue-black or we can splash. We have an incredibly easy splash there, though I have to say the Rocky Tar Pit gets a lot worse if we're blue-green. Yeah. So we have 3 blue duels, and this can actually grab either of these, so it does make the splash still totally fine. But I don't really know where we're going yet. I know I like some of the cards we have here, though. Ramp, maybe an upheaval deck. This could be really good at that. This could be a control deck that finishes the game with Sphinx. I'm going to hide that for now. This could be, ramp deck with green stuff. No. Bad kitty. Okay, second pack. What do we have? No, not a ton, to be honest. Fyndhorn Elves, Rampant Growth if we want green. If we want to stick with blue, which I think we do, it's Master Wave seems to be our only really great option. And I think it is really great. We've got Seagate Oracle, Jace, Consecrated. Let's take Master Waves and see if we can still just stay base blue, and then we'll branch out to another color when something really jumps out to us. All right. Oh, sweet. Oracle of Mul Daya, kind of all I want to do in cube. And there's some reasonable stuff we can get back here too. Sky Swallower, Remand, sometimes Mystical Tutors playable in a deck like this, but Birds of Paradise would be first on our list. But let's take Oracle of Mul Daya and try to value these guys out. I love that card. So good. I'm going to hide this one for now and assume that we're going to be blue-green. All right, what do we have? Well, there's a Natural Order. Doesn't seem like we're going to be able to make that work here yet, though. Mold Shambler's okay. Capsize is pretty good. Tradewind Rider is interesting. I actually kind of want to try to go off with that. That would be pretty sweet. Juicy Apprentice is also nice. Just draw us a bunch of cards. It works with Master Waves. Not ultra powerful, but can definitely get us ahead on cards in the right matchup. I like Capsize a lot. I guess I'm going to take Juicy here. Is that possible? I don't even think Juicy's that great. But probably better than Strangleroot Geist in this deck. I don't want to pick a mediocre 4-drop like Blastoderm. Alright, I'll take Juicy Apprentice. And there isn't much here. Ulvenwald Tracker, Oblivion Stone. Those are our options. I guess I could just take Everflowing Chalice. Yeah, I'll just do that. I think that's actually just a pretty nice pickup, to be honest. At first, I kind of dismissed it, but now that I think about it, that's actually kind of what we want to do. I can go turn 2 Chalice into turn 3 any of these, namely this one and this one are really excellent. And then, of course, just getting Consecrated Sphinx and Myr Battlesphere a turn early or even 2 turns early is great. Sphinx's Revelation is interesting. We don't really have the ability to splash it too well yet, but that's something we could consider. I actually just kind of like Avacyn's Pilgrim here, I think, though. It's a 1-drop. It works with Skullclamp. It ramps us up. I think I'm just going to take that. Not a lot of great stuff for us either. These packs have been kind of bad, though. I have to say, like, just in general, it's not like I'm like, oh, now I'm passing to blah, blah, blah. It's just like, well, I guess we'll take this one and not really much else here. I mean, I'm willing to be pretty open here still, and there just hasn't been much. And the trend continues. There's a Force of Will or a Yavimaya Coast. I'm just going to take the Coast here because I want to smooth out my mana. All right, here's a nice one. Phantasmal Image. I like picking that up right here. Palinchron's really nice too, but just a more simple kind of value creature. Phantasmal Image can get you way ahead and do some dumb things, and I like doing dumb things, so we're going to take that. Yes, Phantasmal Image, my Master of Waves. That seems fine by me. Now, here's an interesting one. Forbid or Fertile Ground. I'm going to take Forbid here. I think I don't have that many ways to interact with my opponent yet. I mean, Time Spiral is also pretty broken, but I'm just going to take Forbid here because I feel like this deck needs something late. And anytime you get Forbid with Consecrated Sphinx going, the game's just basically over. You have what they call a soft lock at that point where they have to be able to resolve 2 relevant spells in a turn. And if they're top decking or if they just don't have that in their hand, then the game just kind of ends. All right, and here's Fyndhorn Elves or Rampant Growth. There's also a Goyf and a Life from the Loam, which are pretty decent, but I think I want to take one of these two, and I'm going to go with Fyndhorn Elves here. These are like little moxes. Yeah, we can use them to power out. I mean, even a turn 2 Ohran Viper into a turn 3 one of these is nice. Need more stuff here, though, for sure. Our land looks pretty decent. I like what we've got going on, but we need some more oomph in this deck. Okay, well, we got back 2 of the cards that we were hoping for. I'm going to slam the Remand here. I think our top end is pretty good, and it's usually not hard to pick up like one more 6-drop, maybe a 7, something like that. And Remand is pretty tough to replace effect that can be quite good. So I think I like Remand there a lot better. Plus, I just want stuff to do in the early part of the game. I guess we're in the right colors. Jeez. So Capsize Mold Shambler, Tradewind Rider. These are all options. We've got 10 lands. I think I want to try Tradewind Rider. I'm going to do it. I've never actually gotten this thing to work in cube, but we've got double elf. I think this is the deck for it. That's 11 creatures already. I think we definitely want this Detention Sphere here. If we can find a way to splash for that, that would be really handy. I mean, it sucks that we're all ready to go on the black splash here, but we've got one Glacial Fortress, so that's nice. And I think splashing for... Oh, and we've also got Avacyn's Pilgrim. Yeah, we're actually pretty close to splashing it already. That's a nice pickup for us. I like that a lot. Welder, Gamble, yeah, whatever. None of these do anything. Okay, so hopefully something awesome here in the first few picks. And then we can kind of fill out the rest with the stuff that we need. A few more counters would be good. Maybe a Mana War. I mean, I can dream, right? Okay, well, we did get the Mana War. What else is here? Tinker... No. Memory Jar is interesting. Scalding Tarn still doesn't actually get us white. Eureka. Yeah, we have a lot of permanents, but I still don't think that we're a Eureka deck. I think I'm actually taking Mana War. That's awesome. Ask and Receive. Okay, now things get interesting. So we've opened some sweet stuff. First, there's a Bitter Blossom here. And there's also a Recurring Nightmare, which we don't combo with, but we can kind of get value from potentially. But there's also just really good Crypt Command. We're heavy blue anyway. Probably just want to take Cryptic here. But man, it is really tempting to splash Bitter Blossom. We've got easy splash for it here. Underground Sea, Watery Grave, and Rocky Tar Pit to grab them. And Bitter Blossom's excellent in many scenarios. But that is a Cryptic Command sitting there, and we don't need to splash that, and we can play it pretty easily. So I think I'm just going to take Cryptic. I guess I'm just going to keep it simple, and I mean, Most games where you resolve a Cryptic end up with you winning at some point. It's just such a sweet Magic card. We are pretty rampy here, so we're going to be able to actually cast it. I mean, Bitter Blossom plus Tradewind Rider, at least it gives you the creatures you need to do it, but I think we're going to have him anyway. So, yeah, close one. I guess Cryptic's correct. Don't know. Ooh, Snapcaster. I love Enclave Cryptologist, and I love a Tar Pit, but we can't really activate Tar Pit. Maybe we could, but anyway, that's not really a consideration, but Snapcaster certainly is. What can we get back right now? Nature's Lore, Growth, Remand, Forbid. Those are already pretty good. Crypt Command obviously is ridiculous. Yeah, we'll take a Snapcaster here for sure. That's a pretty easy one. We might get that other Preordained back or something like that and can really start setting things up. Okay, what do we have? Looter, Rude Awakening. Mirari's Wake. Can't do Mirari's Wake. Maybe we could actually. We are trying to splash for white. We still have the Fortress and the thing. That's pretty good. But Rude Awakening is kind of just a win anyway. I think we just take Rude Awakening here. Rude Awakening usually wins you the game the turn you cast it if you can entwine it. And given that we have like an Oracle of Mul Daya and a a Nature's Lore, I think we can kind of power through here and actually make that work. Wow, this is interesting. There's a Sunpetal Grove too, so that makes our Detention Sphere easier to cast. And then if we somehow wheel, there's a few things that we could wheel that might actually make the cut. Bant Charm. But there's also just an Arbor Elf here, and Arbor Elf seems pretty nice as well. We're going to have plenty of forests, so yeah, I'll just take the Arbor Elf. I think it's just a more solid pick for the deck. We're like one over playables right now. Jushi could go. Ooh, here's some stuff. Jace, Grim Monolith. Man, Grim Monolith seems pretty nice in our deck, I won't lie. But this is Jace, and Jace plus Master of Waves plus our other Jace is really nice. I don't think I can pass a Grim Monolith here, though. Yeah, just being able to untap and cast Sphinx, Battlesphere, or just any number of our 4-drops, like for sure, no matter what, is really nice. I don't know. Maybe Jace is better there. I mean, we do have some elves already, but I like the elves with the Skullclamp to kind of feed the fire or whatever. And I like the elves with the rider. Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting one. Here's a Temple Garden. We'll take that. Actually, wait, we still can't search for that, can we? Temple Garden, though, still makes it so Detention Sphere is like basically a free splash. We don't have to play any planes. And also, this is a forest. This doesn't say basic, right? No, so it lets me search up for white now as well. Deep Analysis is a card I like as well. And, of course, this deck would be sweet for Gideon, but I think that ship has sailed here. Oh my God. Future Sight. Future Sight Master of Waves? Yes. That is sweet. And we get to look at a top card of our library a lot. Probably just memory jarring here. I don't think any of these are actually going to make the cut. I guess Arcane Sanctum is technically a duel for us, but I think we can just get away with what we have, no problem. Restock 2 cards from our graveyard. Well, if we're going to play a regrowth, we don't want to restock as well. So let's just take the memory jar here. Could be a nice reload, though. I feel like our card draw is probably in place. Got a lot of value plays with, Snapcasters and just getting cards back with like Oracle and stuff. Maybe not. Maybe Future Sight's our best card draw spell. So memory jar might actually have a home here. Naturalize is nice, but I think Scavenging Ooze is a pretty easy pickup here. We might start it, we might not, but it hoses certain strategies, and even the ones that it doesn't hose, it's usually pretty good against. I guess just Spell Piercing here. And here's a Looter, Ilkor, or a Revoker. Normally I would just slam Looter, but we're not really getting too much value out of Looter, I don't think. I'm going to take Revoker, and we're going to play it against pesky things. Sweet, Sunpetal Grove came back. So now I've got 3 free white splashes for Detention Sphere, so that's just, we don't have to do anything with our mana. More free black splashes, still nothing to splash. Black was definitely not open through the course of the draft. I would have kept my eye on it. I mean, I was ready to go, but We have one black spell. Lots of blue, lots of green. All right, let's build. All right, so we got plenty of blue mana symbols here to make our Master of Waves easily worth it, as if it weren't already. So these guys are in. Ooze is a maybe. I feel like Viper's probably in. I think this is our deck. Could get away with 16 lands here as well, but there's no real great reason to do that. Seagate Oracle's kind of maybe not the best card in our deck, but still probably worth keeping around. I really don't want to cut another creature here. I guess I can cut Chalice. We have plenty of ways to ramp that aren't as clunky as Chalice. So I think I like this. Memory Jar gets a nod. Ooze is a card that I could definitely see main decking here. I think I do want to main deck the Ooze. Not much that I want to cut here. Could cut a random, like an Arbor Elf. But I feel like having all three elves is really good with the Skullclamp. I guess Oracle. This could be our deck. Let's try this one. So we get Coast, Garden, Grove, Fortress. We don't need any of these. This can't actually search for any of the things we want. I'm not going to play the regrowth. I'm just going to go for it like this. All right. And this thing says 8/4, but it's probably being skewed fairly heavily by the Crypt Command and the Future Sight. So let's see what this actually shows us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue. That looks perfect to me. All right. Oh, but I'm down a land. Hey, that's great. That's actually great. That makes it even easier. Which color do we want? I think we probably need more blue, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think 9 is good. So let's go with one more island here. Because, I mean, look, these do get pretty rough to cast later in the game. All right, let's see what our blue-green deck can do.